What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben, and welcome back to the bench for another episode of Sci-Fi Wednesdays and our 2500th U.S.S. Shenzhou. Today, we're going to go ahead and move on with the kit, and I'm super excited to see what I can do. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, last time we went ahead and finished off the nacelles. We've got all the lights in there and they look okay. We do have some wires we need to go ahead and hide, and we have a couple of other areas to light block, but for the most part, I think we are in a really good direction here. Of course, I do have to figure out what the lights are going to look like here on the saucer section, deflector dish, and the impulse engines and all that good stuff. So I'm hoping to tackle that today, but we are going to have to go ahead and first off start with the connection point between the lower saucer section and the secondary hull. That's going to be a little tricky, I'm sure. Plus the light blocking area down here is going to be kind of difficult to do because we need a lot of light blocking. It didn't quite fit exactly as I'd like to with that photo etch, but I think we're going to be okay. So let's go ahead and jump into our first time lapse, guys. I'm really excited to go ahead and start working on painting over the black light block with a nice bit of white primer. And while I'm on the topic, let me just give a quick shout out to two of my subscribers, Chris and Richard. Thank you guys for going ahead and reminding me to use the white instead of the black, as the white will bounce the light around a bit more. And of course, Richard for reminding me not to use silver. It might tint the light source a little bit more green than I want it. So thank you guys. I really appreciate the advice. And of course, I want to go ahead and make sure we can cover up the nacelle wires and install some more photo etch. So lots to do, guys. Let's go ahead and jump in and get this thing rolling. All right, everybody, so we are back, and that went very, very well. I ended up using just some plain, very thin strips of styrene and overcoated the entire area with the one single piece of styrene. The reason I did that, I just wanted to hide those wires, and I thought that'd be much easier than coming back through, having to fill all of that, sand everything down. This way, I just put one piece of plastic on there. I can glue it down, sand it over a little bit, make sure the edges are faired in, and be done with it. Yeah, it increased the thickness of the undersaucer roll cage just a little bit, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. You're not really going to notice it. So I'm good with that. I also ended up installing 3 pieces of photo etch for the undersurface of that secondary hull. That worked out perfectly. It adds quite a bit of detail and they're really simple to put down, so I'm very happy with those. Now though, we have to move on to trying to install the lower hull onto the saucer section, and that's going to be kind of tough because it doesn't really want to fit together as nicely as it was originally. Naturally, I've poked holes through things, I've cut off locating tabs, I've done all sorts of experimentation on it, and yeah, it did interfere with the actual fit just a little bit. But you know what? I'm going to roll with it. It's all good. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to use some basic Tamiya extra thin cement to go ahead and bind that plastic together, and then we'll come back with some super glue to go ahead and really lock those joints in place. Then I want to go ahead and turn my attention over to the upper part of the saucer and work on the impulse engine lights and the deflector lights. Those are going to be pretty challenging, especially the ones on the deflector. So let's go ahead and just keep it rolling. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this works out. And we are back. I'm super excited to say that the bottom part of the Shenzhou is more or less together. We've got our wires strung through, we've got our trenches covered up, we've got our photo etch on there. Just including those styrene sheets to cover over those wires was a lot easier than coming back through and sanding down filler. And then adding the photo etch gets a little bit more detail. I will say though that the saucer section is a little crooked, doesn't sit square with the lower portion of the hull. I even took off one of the supports. It helped a little bit, but not really that well. I did add in a little bit of light blocking material, some styrene here in the lower hull, just to make sure we didn't have a huge light leak right out of the bottom of that. It worked a bit better than using some filler or something like that. So I think next time we'll come back, we'll prime it, fill it up a little bit more, sand it down, make sure it looks decent. I'm actually not surprised that it was a little tough fitting these two parts together. After everything I shoved into this model, I'm surprised it fits together at all. But we have gotten it together and everything still works. So I'm pretty happy. Now on the upper saucer section, we did include 2 lights on the impulse engines and 2 lights for the deflector dish. I gotta tell you, those lights on the deflector dish were not easy to go ahead and put in there. The impulse lights were much easier. The deflector lights did not want to go in there. There is absolutely no room, so those are just kind of sandwiched in there. They're not going to be great. But I want to try to see if I can't get all of the propulsion systems on one switch, meaning the impulse engines and the warp nacelles. I want to go ahead and attach all of those to one power source with one switch. Once I hit that, it's going to turn on all the propulsion. That that would be, I think, pretty interesting. Now for the secondary hull and the saucer section, that's going to be a little bit tougher. I have some 5mm LEDs, which I could use to go ahead and light up the internals, but they are kind of thick and I don't know if they will really fit. So that's going to be something I need to go ahead and figure out. But I was thinking maybe 3 per side and then maybe 1 in the middle. I also thought about maybe finding some LED strips that I could use and just kind of tack them into the upper portion of the saucer and then just add in 1 LED for the bridge. Again, I'm not really sure what I want to go ahead and do with that. I'm going to have to think about it, maybe look up a couple articles, try to figure something out here, but that's going to be next episode. So until then, guys, thank you so much for joining us. The Shenzhou is really moving along and I'm having a blast with this. It's starting to take shape. It's starting to look like a starship and that's really exciting. Next time, of course, we'll work on the upper section, get those lights in place, figure out what to do with that, and then eventually just light block and finally get this thing into paint. So until our next episode, guys, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode number 6 for the U.S.S. Shenzhou on Sci-Fi Wednesdays. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon.